So I've been spending some time looking at the atlas, trying to figure out once I leave where I'm at now, where I want to go, and head. I'll be going up into Utah, and then over the next few weeks, and then eventually, what my summer plans are. And so I thought I would just share. I know some people like to see the map, and it is kind of nice to see overall. And I apologize, I haven't done this very much, but right now I am right here on 15, just inside the Nevada border with Arizona, at a town called Mesquite. I'm going to be leaving there, leaving here tomorrow, and headed back over towards the Vermilion Cliffs, and come back over here to Jacob Lake. Eventually want to get back down here to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. Looks like I'm only going to have through the weekend for decent weather. Then it starts dropping back into the 20s down here. I'm not even sure if I can make it all the way down to the north rim, whether the snow has been cleared out or not. The north rim stays closed till May 15th because of weather, but there are back ways to get down there to the north rim through public lands and everything. So once I leave there, then I'll be going back up, taking some scenic routes to a town called Escalante, and exploring there for a few days, both west and east of the city, and then we'll see Bryce Canyon, Glen Canyon, how the weather is there as far as temperatures. I know Bryce Canyon's up 9,000 feet, so it is a little bit colder, but I've talked to some people that have been there. They said it's fairly decent. And then I'm not sure how far east I'll go. There's a bunch of stuff to explore right in here in this area that's just not well known, but it's just absolutely beautiful. So my preference is to stay in that area versus getting over here where the crowds are really going to start forming. And then eventually head Salt Lake City, Great Salt Lake, and then I'll go up a little bit into Utah. Again, I'm not sure weather-wise whether I'll be staying down in the flats here or going up into the mountainous area. My plan is I try to stay in a 70 to 80 some degree temperature band with lower humidity, so I let that be the driving force as far as what elevation I need to get into to stay within those temps. But I'll do some exploring here and then eventually get over here into Oregon. Not sure whether I'll get up into Washington or not. If I do, it'd probably be over here, the eastern part, versus and into like the Mount St. Helens area, but not sure about the real populous areas up here. But eventually for this summer, I'd like to be in Oregon, here in the mountains, and there's a couple towns right here on the California border, Brookings Harbor, Gold Beach, I think it's called, that I would love to explore, and it just depends on how much public camping there is, and again, what the temperatures I can expect up here in the mountains. But would like to also get down here into California, no further down than Redding, just stay up here into the mountain areas and do some exploring. And then, again, we'll just keep traveling. Eventually then in the fall, hopefully come over here into Montana, explore a lot of the areas here in the mountainous areas. There's just a plethora of stuff to do. Come down here into, probably come down into Wyoming and stay here in the mountain areas. Again, I'm not looking to get into these federal parks. I have no desire to fight crowds and everything else when there's all this beauty out here that's very remote and just absolutely gorgeous. And then probably come down to Colorado, again staying over here on the western side. After that, that's probably going to take me well into the fall. I'll probably drop down into New Mexico and be coming down into elevation, and then head back, I would imagine, back over in Arizona towards the winter time, and that'll complete a year I've been on the road, and we'll see. But that's the big picture wise. Be interesting to see how close I stay to that. Again, it's all depends on temperatures. It all depends on then what elevations I need to stay in to stay within those temperatures. I'm also a little concerned once I get over here to the Pacific up here in Oregon, just how the bugs, flies, and stuff like that are going to be. But, we'll see. That's all part of the journey. And that's the big picture I have laid out so far.